Rock and roll. Hello, hello, hello. We're going from the depths of despair to complete transformation within days, and nowadays within hours. So let's just see. I don't often play videos with this, but let's just give you a little visual of what that is, because this started for me in October 2000. I went from really being in the depths of despair to having an emotional transformation within days. It is as though the walls were closing in and I could barely breathe. I was contemplating taking my own life. And within days, I went from like the world was brighter, everything was like, oh my God. And it actually seemed as though it's like magic. It's like, how could this be in such a short space of time? I could be so different. So, this is the last call for my 25-year anniversary offer, where I've bundled together the wonderful modalities that changed my life back then. For those of you I haven't met before, my name is Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist, and Futurist. If you go to my main website in about half an hour, you'll see it there. But I can barely believe how much time has flown, how much time has passed. It just like, wow, the 25 years has been an absolute blur. And I remember sitting down at my desk and writing out my goals and saying I wanted to be able to speak to small groups of people, and I had no idea where that wonderful ripple effect would take me. And that ripple effect has been my logo for the past 25 years, because I saw my one day breakthrough sessions as the catalyst from which everything else, the changes would ripple out into people's lives for days, weeks, months, years, decades into the future. And that is exactly what has happened. I often speak to clients that I worked with. I spoke to someone recently, another client that I worked with 10 years ago, and we were just doing a 1 hour session, one of the offers for the anniversary. And she said, I've just realized while we're having this conversation how much what I learned from you 10 years ago has become an integral part of my daily life. They said it's the only thing I do consistently. They change jobs within 2 or 3 years. They have the same approach with relationships, but these principles and practices that they first signed up for 10 years ago have been the one constant in their life. And I remember years ago, I got an email from someone saying that one of their colleagues in the company they work for was looking for an executive coach. Am I still doing that? I said, yeah, sure, please, happy to have the introduction always. And then they said, and I've also been meaning to get in touch and tell you that the ripple effect, so that the impact of that one day breakthrough session that we did is still rippling throughout my entire life. And I read the email and I was like, I actually think we worked together about 10 years ago. So I checked in my database. Sure enough, they had done a one day breakthrough session 10 years prior. So 10 years ago from the date I was reading that email. And they were saying the effects were still rippling throughout their entire life. And that was one of those penny dropping aha moments, that the goal, the intention, the energy that I had set in the year 2000 and had actually come true. It's oh, hang on, there we go. So that's my logo there, if you can see that. That's been the logo for the last 25 years, the water drop ripple effect, because that was always my intention. That's exactly what happened. So the bundle, so throughout October, because I did my personal development training in October 2000. So I did the practitioner course first, and there was a gap of 2.5, 3 weeks. And then I went back and did the master prac in November and the first week of December 2000. So I did a number of offers between October and into that first week of December. And what I've done now is we're closing out that, because this, exactly this time, 25 years ago, I was sitting there thinking, I'm going to give up my chartered accountancy studies because I want to be a coach and hypnotherapist instead. And to people on the outside looking in, that sounded absolutely bonkers. But I was just like, it just felt so right and it felt so congruent. So that's what I was sitting with 25 years ago. So throughout the last few weeks, I've been doing the individual, so the hypnotherapy session, the timeline therapy session, the photo reading package, the one day breakthrough session, the HUNA. So I've done them all individually. And as we're closing out the anniversary offer, if you missed any of those, then I've put them all together in a final bundle. Let me show you the bundle just so you can see what I'm talking about. Right, let's see. Bundle. This is a quick visual. So we have got the 1-day online one-to-one private breakthrough session. It's the thing that the client did and said, it's still rippling throughout my entire life 10 years later. We've got I'm going to jump to the other corner. We've got the bespoke hypnotherapy MP3. So we'll do also a separate session where I'm going to create an MP3 recording for you, which you can download and upload it wherever you like and listen to it as a guided process. And that really is just focused on you. It's bespoke based on the things you've been talking about, based on the things you've been working on, and the information that you'd like to have layered into your psyche. So that's pretty exciting, I would say. We've got the photo reading is the 5-in-1 bundle now because there was a fast action bonus, so that's no longer available. I'll show you actually, because that's like an umbrella, so I'll show you that one in a minute. We've got the 1-day Huna workshop. Huna, Huna. Huna is, oh my god, super powerful modality. Blew my mind 25 years ago. I'd never heard of it. However, the impact was just like, whoa, what just happened there? And that's one of the reasons I ended up going out to Hawaii to study Huna. The first time I went out was in 2005 to do level 1. I went out again in 2009 to do level 2 because it was just so mind-blowing. So you're going to get the 1-day Huna workshop. That's on demand. So you can watch that whenever you choose to, as many times as you choose to. And that what you can see in the middle is just some of the feedback that I got when I ran that workshop. So just in case you're on a small device, insightful, energetic, exciting, revealing, practical, impactful, value, unmissable, inspiring, clearing, magical, comprehensive, resourceful, excellent, powerful, deep. Huna is an experience, oh my God. And whether you're watching a recording or doing it live, the impact is still like, wow, mind-blowing. The 2 tins, it's basically, it just does what it says on the tin. It is transformation. It does happen very quickly, whether you're online, one-to-one, etc. So let me, oh yeah, and I've added a bonus this time, which I didn't add throughout the October, November and into December. But you're going to get 6 months access to the All Access Pass. So the All Access Pass is my vault of previous trainings across a range of topics. There's over 50 workshops, seminars, webinars, training course series within that. So you have 6 months access, open access to watch and listen to whatever you choose in that 6-month period. And if you were buying all of this separately, it will be 9147. That's including the All Access Pass, which is normally a lifetime thing. And the offer as it stands at the moment, so today it's the 17th of December. That price is valid as we're speaking, but it's all change while I've got this offer up. But it's 1250 for everything that we've just been talking about. And I'm going to just do a quick breakdown of the photo reading 5-in-1, just so you can see what's involved in that. So ignore the fast action bonus, the 12-month 61 set Paraliminal app. That was a fast action bonus for when I launched it previously. But you get the 3-day on-demand photo reading accelerated learning workshop. So, oh my gosh, the basic premise of photo reading is how to photo read at 25,000 words per minute, get through whole books in 5 minutes, learn to remember and recall what you've read. Now, the average reading speed is anywhere from 247 to 450 words a minute. So 25,000 words is a big jump. For me, that's nice. It's really nice to be able to read and assimilate data and be able to actually put that data into action and everything else that comes with it as well, activating the creativity, your critical thinking, your decision-making skills, your intuition. Oh my God, it's just beyond. And people often come to the photo reading workshop and they say, if I had known it was going to be this, I would have come years ago. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I'm always talking about photo reading. So you'll get the 3-day on demand. And again, that means you can watch it at a time and a place that suits you. There is also a gift voucher, which is worth £444. And that is for people who want to come to the in-person workshop. So that 444 will go against the full price of the workshop, which is the 888. I really didn't make that up. That's the price, or it has been for a few years now. So you'll get off the full price of the workshop. So it doesn't apply if I'm offering an early booking deal or something like that, but off the full price of the workshop, you can apply that gift voucher. Or if you, let's say you're in the United States, because everything else you see here is online or online or one-to-one with me. So you could gift that gift voucher, as in give it to someone else, and they can use it because you've already got the online training. So if you can't make it to the UK, then you can gift the gift vouchers to someone else. We've also got the Unlock Your Genius code. That's an on-demand workshop. So it's a shorter half-day workshop, but it's I'm going to say it's sort of mini principles of the photo reading with some other modalities in there as well. But that's a really lovely quick start. And then what I'm going to do, and I've never done this outside of the photo reading workshop, because the only time, and I'm not doing the full mastermind, but there would be times once I've run a photo reading workshop, normally in person, if there were people who wanted to do it, I would then run a 6-month mastermind group. So we meet once a month. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to run 2 coaching sessions. So one of them will be in the new year. Now, most people have said, can we have a few weeks to get through the material? So probably we're looking towards the end of Jan, beginning of February. That's my guesstimate at the moment for those of you who are watching this in real time. But I'll see where the group is at. But we're going to do 2 group online coaching sessions. The first one is to iron out any initial questions, give you some tips and pointers about how to make the most of photo reading. And then the next one we'll do a few months later, and that's our final wrap up, just to help cement it, answer any final questions. So that's included as well. And then what I'll also do, you can't see it because it's behind you in terms of that MP3, is I will also do an MP3 of how to get into the flow state. It's one that people have asked about for decades, because I've been a photo reading instructor since March 2002. And people's always said, oh, I wish I had a recording of this. And I've just never put one out. I'm like, you've got plenty to be getting on with the photo reading. But what I'm going to do this time round, as we're coming up to these big anniversaries, and I don't anticipate being doing this 25 years from now. So I thought now is the time to put a recording together of how to get into the flow state. And getting into the flow state, it's not just about the photo reading and accelerated learning. That is useful if you are going to a meeting, attending an interview, doing a presentation, live television, radio, recording a podcast, having a conversation, even going out on a date. It's very useful to be able to get into the flow state. So that's something you can use everywhere. So yeah, that's the deal. That's the deal. Oh, actually, that's funny. I can just see that in the corner of my eye. Let me show you that one, because it does make me laugh. This was from years ago when I was emceeing at the TCCHE, the Conference for Consciousness and Human Evolution. Someone had just flown, well, a group, there were 3 of them, they just flown in from Japan. And I asked if they were coming back to watch the movie in the evening. And they said, oh, too tired. We've got jet lag. We've just come straight from the airport. As you know, not feeling great. And so I said to him, would you like some hoon? I said, no, I didn't say hoon. I said, would you like an energy boost? I said, oh, this is just energy thing I do. So there's hundreds of people walking about in the room. We're standing there. And the person said yes. So I'm in front of them just doing the old. So I just did a couple of minutes of Huna, probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then that was it. Saw them the next day and I said, hi, how's it going? They said, Huna is better than Starbucks. Huna is better than Red Bull. Saw them the day after that. They still said the same thing. It is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I do love Huna. So you'll get the 1-day workshop and you'll get to experience the wonderful symbols, all of those things. And this one, again, it's in my peripheral vision, so I'll show it to you as well. This is a bit of feedback about the photo reading. So this was an author who flew in from Ireland, and they said, you've opened up so many possibilities for me and inspired me to expand my life and knowledge. I don't feel as old as I did when I came. Thank you. And at that time, they were, I would say, they're in their mid-50s. So yeah, if you want to give your brain, your neurology a boost, then the photo reading is absolutely for you. As I said, that's included in the bundle. And if it's about a life reset and sorting out old emotional baggage, things that have accumulated over the years. I don't know about you, but what I will say is, oh my God, asking people to choose a word to describe this year, 2020, 2025, I was going to say 20, London, South London, 2025 or 2025, however you want to say it. The words were not good. So if you want to really clear the slate and have a fresh start in the new year, then this is definitely a perfect time to do it. Now, with regards to scheduling the one-to-one breakthrough sessions and the recording of because if you want to, that you can be there for the recording of the bespoke hypnotherapy as well, or I can just take the data and I'll create it for you and send it for you. But in terms of scheduling those, most likely now will be in the new year, unless you're really quick. But yeah, and you can be anywhere in the world. We'll just be coordinating time zones. I know when I'm working with people in Australia, normally it's my I've got a client in Canada. She gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so that's the middle of the day for me. I oftentimes with my American clients and Australian clients, they're either, depending on their biorhythms, let's say, it's either their evening or their morning, but again, easy enough to coordinate with the power of the internet, and we can see what's what in terms of time zones. So yeah, absolutely stunning, fantabulous, spectacular. So grab this wonderful opportunity while you can, if it is something that appeals to you. And yeah, that's it right there. So all of that, it's going to be up for about a week, because I've really just been doing each week in October. I did one of these things as an offer. And now as we come into that final week of where it all started to come together for me, and I was like, you know what? I think I do want to give up the accountancy studies. And then that's where all the synchronicity started. The NLP training company that I trained with, I went back to them and I just said, I see that you use external coaches. So if you're ever looking for extra coaches, I'd be really interested. And then that's when they said to me, well, actually, we've been talking about you. Your name came up in conversation, because the person who was doing the job of running the room with the NLP practitioners, master practitioners and trainers training, they were standing in for someone who was going back to Australia. And so my name came up as a good replacement. And I was like, oh my God, everything I'd sat at my desk and written in terms of my ultimate goal, which is I'd love to be living, the way I put it, I said, I'd love to be living and breathing this stuff. And that's exactly what happens when you run the room. You're the first person in that room in the morning. You're the last person to leave, and you are the overseer of everything that is happening on those practitioners, master practitioners, and then the trainers training. This is NLP, hypnosis, timeline therapy. So it was just as I had scripted it, and it all just happened a few days later. So it has been truly magical and transformational. So yeah, I thought I'd give people an opportunity to have your own version of that experience as well. So hence the offer. So that's going to be up for the next couple of days. So catch it while you can. I will, or did I? Yes, I did. So it's on the bottom, the ticker tape that is going down. Let's wait for it to come back round again. On the ticker tape, that is the site. Now, if you land on the site and it just goes to a blank page with a bit of writing, that means you've missed it. But while the countdown is on, because there's a countdown timer on the page. So here it is. Whoops, there it is. Sorry, I've got a jukebox in my head. Well, not sorry, I love it. As some of you know, I love music, and a good old dance break saved my life. Another thing that saved my life. So here we go. So it's www.marilyndevonish.thrivecart.com /special-offer-last call. So if you just kind of rewatch this again, what I'll probably do is oh my gosh, actually, while I think of it, I saw something on a friend's page that says if you're not Facebook verified, you can only share 2 links per month. I don't know if that's true, if it's one of these spoof things that goes around, but somebody give me the heads up in the chat. But as long as that's not really the case, because I've shared more than 2 links already this month, I'm pretty sure of that. But what I will do is I'll add it into the comments. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, hello and welcome. I will put it into the description. And if you're watching this on LinkedIn, hello LinkedIn, I will add it to the comments as well. So I will add the link, or you can go to my main website, which is transformationstm.com. Click the red watch new button, and once I finish this video, I'm going to upload the link to that watch new section as well. All I want want to say in closing, first of all, is a massive thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who has been part of this journey over the last 25 years, because without you, nothing would be happening. I'd just be here talking to myself. So thank you so much. Whether you've attended a workshop, a coaching session, a breakthrough session, a reading, a tarot session, a Huna energy clearing, future life progression, past life regression, you've come to the photo reading workshop, you've done a breakthrough session, whatever it might be, just massive thank you for that. And for those of you also who have shared the transformation, told other people about it, I really appreciate you, because as I'm sure you are aware, working with the algorithms is not easy, and it's gotten more challenging over the last few years. So always appreciated when people give things a like, a thumbs up, a share, say a few words. That's just been amazing. And yeah, welcome to those of you who may join me on the next portion of this journey, however long that may be. But I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, yeah, this has got to be the big celebration, hence putting this deal together, because will I really be doing this 25 years from now? What will that be? Oh my God, that'd be 2050. Woo! That sounds like a big number. So I'm guessing probably not. I'd like to think I'll have my feet up somewhere. So catch this one while you can. But thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who's been part of the journey. And welcome to those of you who will join me for this next portion. Marilyn Devnish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist, and Futurist from transformationstm.com. Over and out. I will catch you all later. And yeah, feel free to give it a like, give it a share. And if you're on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Catch you later.